and welcome to DC Studios. This next video is for the beginner who's completed our basic principles tutorial, and it's a great place to practice what you've learned there. So let's get started. So just a reminder, you may have your props ready for either your head or underneath your sit bones, so make sure you've got them if you need them. And the first exercise we'll do is just the breathing, bringing that awareness of where your breath goes to. So sitting in a nice comfortable position. If you're feeling a little tight through the low back and or the hips, that's when you'll use your cushion to elevate your hips higher than the feet, and you could even do it seated on a chair. So from your comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale as you flex forward over the legs from the head and round your spine forward over the legs. Keep the abdominals gently engaged, and we're going to stay for 3 inhales. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your pursed lip. 2 more. One more. And as you exhale, sit back up, tailbone to head, unravel the spine and grow tall through the top of your ears. From here, we're going to lie down onto our back for the imprint and release exercise. So it's just rocking the pelvis forward and back by using the abdominal muscles. So finding your neutral pelvic position where those hip bones and pubic bone lie horizontal to the floor. You inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you gently contract the muscles sitting between the hips and the ribs to tilt the pelvis towards you. Inhale, we stay and hold it. Exhale and return back to neutral. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint, shorten those oblique muscles. Good. Inhale to stay and hold. And exhale as you release it back to the start position. One more inhale. Exhale, gently contract those abdominal muscles to tilt the pelvis towards you. Stay for the inhale. And exhale as you take it back to your start position. Then bringing that awareness to the ribs, we just inhale to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. We've got arm scissors coming up. Exhale as you take one arm overhead and one down to the side of the hip. Inhale and bring it back up to the ceiling. Then we change direction. Exhale and reach the opposite arm, one overhead and one down to the hip. Inhale and bring it back up. Good. We exhale, keep going. So remember here, as the arm goes overhead, that you keep the ribs in a good position and that you don't allow the ribs to pop up as the arm goes overhead. 2 more. Finish with both arms reaching to the ceiling, and then we have that protraction and retraction exercise. So imagine a little string tied onto your pinky fingers. As you inhale, reach those pinky fingers up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, gently draw the shoulder blades back down and in towards your spine. Inhale as your shoulder blades glide up towards your armpits, and exhale, gently pull or draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. 2 more. When you pull the shoulder blades down in towards the mat, again, be mindful not to pull so hard that your spine starts to lift off of the floor. Then the arms come down by your sides, and we've got that elevation and depression of the shoulder. With the palms down on the floor, if it creates tension through the shoulders, just turn the palms in towards your body. And then from here, we inhale, gently shrug the shoulders towards the ears. Exhale and reach away. Inhale, gently feel the shoulders glide towards the ears, and exhale, reach away. Again, it's just very subtle, not squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears and creating a lot of tension. Just a gentle shrug and then a release away. Good, and then our last one, just tying in those principles, is your head nod. So imagine looking up at a traffic light and you've got the red light right above your eye gaze, and then you're going to nod the chin into a yes position, looking down towards the amber light, and then take the chin back up as you return. So inhale, it's that gentle lengthening through the back of the neck. Exhale and return. We've got 2 more. Inhale as you lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale and return. Last one. So that's our little warm up. The next exercise we have is called the ab prep. So we're going to do it today with the hands behind the head. You interlace the fingers, pop it behind the base of the skull and your thumbs just down either side of the neck. Elbows stay in your peripheral view, not too wide out to the side, as it will restrict your flexion as we come forward and up. Now, really be mindful of that neutral pelvis position, keeping that teacup level. And we're going to go through an exercise nice and slow on the first one. We inhale, create the little head nod. Exhale, flex forward, melting the ribs in and down as you flex forward and look towards the mid-thigh. You stay for the inhale there. Exhale and come back down. Good, and we keep going. Inhale, little head nod. Exhale, flex forward, melt the ribs down towards your hip bones. Stay for the inhale, resting your head in your hands. Exhale and come back down. Careful not to pull on the head with your hands. Inhale, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, we flex forward. Stay for the inhale here, and exhale as you lower back down. Good, one more. Inhale, little head nod. Exhale and flex forward. Stay for the inhale at the top, and exhale and come back down. Good, now from here we go into breaststroke prep number 1. So we sit up carefully, and you're just going to come down onto your belly. The legs can be together or shoulder distance apart or hip distance apart, just long out behind you. Hands in line with your ears and the tip of the nose down on the mat. So for breaststroke prep 1, you want to be mindful not to come up too high. So that tip of the nose just hovering above the mat. And then we inhale, nudge that imaginary marble out from the front of the head. And then you stabilize your shoulders and you start to peel the spine back and up. Careful not to come up too high and then put pressure through the lower back. So you only come up as high as you can keep the ribs in contact, the lower ribs in contact with the mat, and keeping tension or pressure out of the low back. We inhale to stay and then exhale and come back down, relaxing the shoulders as you return to the mat. So we inhale, just stabilize the shoulders onto the ribs. Exhale, nudge the little marble out from underneath the nose and start to peel the spine back and up. Head reaching away from your tailbone as you stay for the inhale, and exhale as we come back down. Relaxing the shoulders as you come back into that start position. Inhale again, just open up the front of your shoulders. Exhale, nudge that marble out with the head, and you start to peel back, open up the front of your heart. Stay for the inhale, feel the length through your spine. Exhale as you come back down. As you come back down, relax the shoulders and draw the head back into that start position. We'll do just one more. Inhale as you open up the front of your shoulders, stabilizing the shoulder blades onto the ribs. Exhale, start to reach the head up and back. Again, just be mindful not to take that chin forward and create tension through the neck. Inhale to stay, and then exhale as you come back down with control. And relax the shoulders all the way down towards the floor. Good, after this last repetition, we just sit back into a shell stretch, lengthening out through the spine. Inhale to stay. And then as you exhale, unravel the spine, and we sit back up to that tall position. Our next exercise is the 100. We're going to break this exercise down, and we'll be building on this. So for the beginners one, we do it in 3 layers. We learn the arm movement first with the head and the feet down, and then we'll progress from there. So lying down on your back. Remember, if you need your head pillow, I forgot to mention it with the exercise before, pop it underneath the head. Okay, so the 100 is a very popular Pilates exercise, and if you've been to any gym or Pilates studio, you would have done it before. So to teach this well, you want to focus on the abdominal muscles and your pelvis being stable against the pulsing action of your arms. If you've never done it before, we're just going to float the arms up in line with the sides of the torso, and then imagine your hands on top of little springs. You inhale here just to prepare, and then as you exhale, remember to engage the abdominal muscles, so that pelvic floor contraction to 25% and gentle engagement of the abs. And then as we breathe in, we start to pump the arms up and down. It's just a little pulsing action at the shoulder joint, And what you want to be mindful of is that you're not bending and stretching the elbow joint. So from the shoulder, just creating a little up-down motion and pushing down onto your imaginary springs or a little ball. Now the breath pattern is inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. So it will look like this or sound like this. One more. Inhale just to stay here, and exhale, relax the arms back down. Now you should feel when you create that pulsing action how the abdominals are working hard to stabilize the torso so you don't wobble the chest up and down or tilt the pelvis forward and back. Our next progression here will be with the legs into a tabletop position. So we first imprint the pelvis, and then we float a leg up into tabletop. If you don't have enough abdominal strength, you could keep one leg down, and we'll do 50 pulses with one leg down on the floor, and then we'll switch legs and continue with 50 more pulses. Otherwise, if you have the abdominal strength to hold both legs up in the air, you'll just bring the other one to meet it up there. So again, we just exhale, float the arms off, head will stay down, and we go again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. We'll do 10 more. Inhale to stay, and then exhale, lower one foot down carefully, and then lower the other down. Good. Now our next phase from here will be to keep the feet down, and we're going to flex the upper body forward to see if the neck muscles are strong enough to hold you there and or whether you have enough flexion. So with the 100, we inhale to prepare, creating your little head nod. Exhale and flex forward. And you want to have enough flexion that you don't only just come up halfway. If you only come up halfway, you'll feel the neck take a lot of strain to hold you up there. So make sure you get enough flexion. If you can't get enough flexion, you'll just leave the upper body down. Now we go again here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Last 10. Inhale to stay, and then exhale as you lower back down. Good, and then you can just gently relax the head from side to side in case you did feel any tension through the neck and shoulders. We've only done 50 pulses there. Our goal will be to reach up to 100 pulses, and once we head into the next videos, you want to make sure that if you do feel any neck strain, that you just lower the head down, and I'll remind you to do so as well. So then the next exercise we move into is called the half roll back. Again, if you needed a riser to sit on when you were doing the breathing exercise, you would use that again. But because we roll halfway back, you do want to make sure that if you sit on any riser to elevate the hips above the height of the feet, that you have at least one hand's width distance behind you on the riser so that you don't roll right off of it. So I'll use it just for demonstration purposes. The start position here, you're going to flex forward over the legs. The arms are going to be parallel to the floor. Your feet are just hip distance apart. And then your head almost between your arms. You stay for the inhale to prepare. Exhale, you roll halfway back, and you really think about tilting the pelvis in and underneath or following the sit bones. Inhale as you come back to the front. So we exhale, roll back. Inhale and return. And you'll see as I roll back, I lower my arms so that my arms always stay parallel to the floor. Inhale to return. Exhale and roll back. Inhale to come forward. So you focus on the hip rolling away from the front of your thigh bone. So you really open at the front of the hip here and then close as you return. Exhale, roll back, melt the shoulders. We're going to do 3 more. As you roll back as well, make sure you take your gaze straight forward and that you don't keep looking down to the floor, creating tension through the neck. Last one. Inhale as you return to the front. Then carefully sitting up tall, and we come to a cross-legged position for spine twist. So we just sit with the legs crossed here. You could take the riser away when you sit with crossed legs. It often feels easier through the lower back. If it still feels tight, you would just stay seated on top of the riser. So the exercise is going to be done with the arms reaching out to the side. Grow nice and tall through the spine. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale, we rotate maximally, but without shifting or moving away from the rotation. Inhale, release a little bit, and then do 2 pulses there. Inhale, come back to center. So this is what it will look like on the actual timing. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist. Release a little pulse 2 times. Inhale and return. We're going to do 1 more each way. Last one. Inhale as you return to the front and relax the arms down. So from here we go into single leg stretch. You come back down onto your back. And we're going to imprint the pelvis and then float the legs up into that tabletop position. You inhale to prepare at the bottom. Exhale, we flex forward. Now here you can have the hands just at the knees, or if your neck starts to get sore, you take the hands behind the head to support the weight of the head. Otherwise, we keep the hands at the knees and we go inhale to prepare, exhale and reach 1 leg away, and switch. There's a quick sniff as the legs change in mid-air. You exhale to reach the legs away. We're going to keep going for 8 more. If you have the coordination, you can start to reach the outside hand towards the outside of the ankle. Opposite hand to the inside of the knee. Last one. Inhale as the legs come in. Exhale as you lower the upper body back down. And then we're going to place the feet down into our next exercise called Obliques. So we're going to take the hands behind the head here. We exhale and flex forward. Ideally keeping that neutral pelvis position, and we're just going to do an upper body rotation. So you try and keep that flexion as much as possible. Exhale, we're going to rotate the torso to one side. Inhale, return to the center, then the opposite side. Just rotating that upper body for now. Focus on keeping that flexion, because as you fatigue, the upper body will want to start to lower further down towards the mat. Good. Building that strength on the endurance as you stay here, rotating from side to side. And we have 1 more. Inhale to the middle, and then exhale as you come back down. Whew, those abdominals should be nice and warm by now. Holding onto the back of the leg to rock and roll up. And we come back onto the tummy for an exercise called Breaststroke Prep number 2 and 3. So just onto the belly. So Breaststroke Prep number 2, your hands are long down by your sides and the shoulders are relaxed towards the floor. Tip of the nose just hovering above the mat. We inhale, open up the shoulders at the front, and then exhale, just come to a very long, low hover. Inhale as you stay, think the head is reaching away from your tailbone, and exhale as you come back down, relaxing the shoulders towards the floor. Inhale, the first step is to open up the front of the shoulders. Exhale, as you hover your hands off the floor and your head just lifts a little bit up in line with your spine. Stay for the inhale. And exhale as you come back down. We've got 2 more of these. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you start to lift. Keep those abdominals engaged as you stay for the inhale. and exhale as you come back down. Last one. Inhale, open up the front of the shoulders. Exhale, reach your head away from your tailbone. Don't think coming up too high. Inhale to stay, and exhale as you come back down towards the mat. Good. Now we take the hands and we place it one on top of the other on top of the mat. And your forehead is going to come down onto your hands. You stabilize the shoulders, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, just gently, not forcefully. Stay for the inhale at the bottom. Exhale, you're going to engage through your shoulders, start to float your arms off with your head about 5 centimeters. Stay for the inhale as you hover there, and then exhale and come back down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, stabilize the shoulders and start to lift to that long, low hover. Stay for the inhale, and exhale to come back down. Now you should feel this between your shoulder blades, not in the lower back. If you feel it in the lower back, you're coming up too high. Two more. Imagine your elbows being pulled into opposite directions and your head away from your tailbone. Inhale to stay, and exhale as you come back down. Last one. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you lift. Elbows are being pulled apart. Stay for the inhale. Head and tail are being pulled into opposite directions. And exhale as you come back down towards the mat. And then we get to have that lovely shell stretch again, just to relax the spinal muscles. Taking 1 or 2 breaths. And then on that last exhale, just rolling up one bone at a time, lengthening up through the spine. We have 2 exercises left. So we're coming onto our hands and knees. Your toes are tucked under. The feet are just relaxed on the floor. This one's called swimming. So it's a lot of abdominal stabilization, but also will challenge your balance. We're going to inhale to prepare here. As you exhale, the opposite leg and arm are going to start to reach away. And you can just slide it along the mat for now. If you feel comfortable to do so, you're going to lift the foot and hand off of the floor just to a low hover. And then you bring it back in underneath. Then we switch sides. So it's an exhale as you reach the leg and arm forward and lift if you can. Inhale as you bring it back into the start position. Exhale, we switch. Inhale and draw it back in. Exhale, feel how you transfer the weight from one hand to the other and one knee to the other. Really engaging those abdominal muscles so that the spine doesn't start to rotate or twist or dip from side to side. Good, we've got one more on each side. Inhale and draw it back in. Last one. Inhale as you bring it back in. Now, if the wrists are feeling a little bit niggly, you can pop your hands just off the edge of the mat, or you could fold the mat over, which is what some of my clients would do, as just to give a little bit of length through the front of the wrist. If not, we're going to move into the next exercise, which is still putting pressure through the hand, which is good to prepare you for the push-ups that we have later on in our series. So hands stay directly underneath the shoulders. The legs and feet will come together here with the toes tucked under. This is a huge abdominal workout, even though it may not look so initially. We make sure we stabilize through the shoulders. The abdominal muscles are on, and you inhale to prepare. As you exhale, squeeze the knees together, push into your feet and hover the legs just off the mat. Stay for the inhale here and exhale as you lower it back down. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze the knees and lift the knees just off the mat. Stay for the inhale and exhale as you lower back down. We've got 3 more just like this. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale and come back down. Inhale at the bottom, making sure the shoulders are stable. Exhale, spread those hands wide as you lift the knees just off. Inhale to hold and exhale to lower back down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, squeezing those knees, lift just off. Inhale to hold it, and exhale as you lower back down. Good, and just sitting back, releasing the arms and the back as you stretch back out. Stay in your shell stretch for 2 breaths. If you want to relax a little bit more, you can take the arms from the front, just to the side, turn your head to the side, and relax the shoulders. Staying for a couple of breaths, and then slowly unravel the spine. And that concludes the first beginner's lesson. Thank you.